Well, to be honest with everybody, I if you're wondering why I don't have a mic, or not a mic, if you're wondering why I don't have a camera, uh, my camera broke, so I have to get a new one, and got to stick with the little icon that I have. I know, teardrops, but it's good to see everybody. It's good to be here. It's good to just kick back and relax and just talk to people and seeing how everybody's day has been going, how everybody's been doing right now, and also just understanding that we just got over Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was great. It was awesome. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving yourself. And basically, just gonna kick back and relax for a few minutes and and pretty much get the show rolling and everything else. And so, if you forgot who or what we're doing at the time being, again, nothing special. We know we're just chilling for the most part and looking forward to seeing everybody showing up. Why we miss you guys. I know the break, it was long, it was different. It was very different. Same time last year, messed around and got smacked around with COVID. But this year, everything was good. Was able to go to the Detroit Lions game with the oldest. That was awesome. And though they lost, it was still a fun experience to go to. First NFL game that I've been to, period. You know, this was his first time going to an NFL game. And so between me and him, we decided, like, hey, the next thing we want to do is possibly go to the University of Michigan basketball game, whether it be the men's or the women's team. We want to go and check that out just so we could be a part of the environment and just be a part of that atmosphere. Because it's one thing to watch it on TV, sure, but it's another different experience when you're there watching it live, being in the crowd and shouting and getting mad. I get to see a lot of the behind the scene things that you don't necessarily see on the TV. So that was pretty cool. That was awesome. And met a group of people there who are cool enough to kind of, like, say, hey, this is what you got to do, and give us a proper quote unquote etiquette as far as what it means to root for the home team, what it means to be a part of this atmosphere, and hoping that the Lions would have won on Thanksgiving. Hopefully, I'm gonna just cross my fingers on this. I haven't checked it in a while, but I'm just hoping Detroit actually won on Saturday. They were playing it. They were going against the Vikings. Oh, did they not play yet? I don't know, y'all. I'm trying to see the schedule and whatnot. I thought they played already. No, well, yeah, that's right. They played on Thanksgiving. Duh. Why did I think they were going to be playing the game on this past Sunday? Y'all forgive me. It's been a week. It's been a long week. It's been a great week, and I'm just happy to be a part of what's going on, to be able to share in what's going on because it's needed. It's needed. And I guess for everybody else that's coming in, that's chiming in and whatnot, you know, hopefully you guys had a good holiday weekend. You ate a lot of Thanksgiving food that's pretty much relative to you, whether it be turkey, whether it be duck, whether it be ham, or whatever else. that you guys typically eat on Thanksgiving. Like whatever's your normal Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had an excellent Thanksgiving, had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and spent it with family, friends, and just to, just hang out for once. Go outside and enjoy being outside, enjoy being around others, enjoy just the company and the presence of another person, because last year you didn't get that chance, you didn't get that opportunity, and this year, you know, you were able to do so. And so I'm just happy that you're able to do that and see family. I know Christmas this year is probably going to be the same way, where everybody's going to pretty much come out and see family and be around other people, because again, we knew last year was a tough year in itself. Couldn't get out, couldn't see family, couldn't see friends for whatever the reason. But now this year it's like, okay, we got another chance, we got another opportunity to be able to travel, to be able to visit, to be able to see family and friends, and try to get back to quote unquote normalcy. And I hope that everything goes well. I know Christmas for some people it may look a little slim. For some people it may not look a little slim. It just really depends on your outlook. Depends on what you're trying to do, what you're wanting to do, what you're planning to do. And even if you don't get everything done that you want to do, if everything doesn't work out, that's fine. That's fine, as long as you are able to spend it with the people you love and spend it with the people you care about the most. That makes the holiday that much more enjoyable. Don't listen to what media says and what you see on Facebook and TikTok. Is like, sure, getting a gift is great and all, buying gifts for somebody else is great and all, but the real meaning behind the holidays, especially when it comes to Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and all the other celebratory holidays that typically happen on or in the month of December. It's time spent with family. Remember that it's time spent with family, and always keep family. And if you don't have family, but if you have friends that you consider your family, again, still that still rings true. Spend it with that. Spending time is way more precious, way more valuable than getting a gift. Plain and simple. You know, don't get brought into the stigmatism that you got to get a gift, you got to get a gift. Like, sure, if you have the means to get a gift, then go for it. Give a gift. Buy a gift for somebody. And if you get a gift from somebody, be thankful that they had the means to get it. But don't let that be the only reason why you go see friends and family. Like, just go out just to see them, just because you miss them. You miss their face. You miss their presence. You miss their energies. You miss their personalities. You just miss them being there with you, and just hang out, catch up and reminisce on what happened in the past that were positive, that were good, that made you laugh until you cried, or that made you laugh until your stomach hurts. Those kind of ordeals or things, and just enjoy one another's company. Enjoy one another's company. You know, and even if things don't work out to the point where you can travel, that's okay. With the age of technology that we have going on, with everything. Hi, friends. Hi, friend. Hey, Mish. Right now, I don't have a mic. I have a mic. I don't have a camera. My camera broke on me. My camera finally died on me. So you guys can't see my face. I know I'm sad. I can't. You guys can't see me. I know I can't see you guys, but still, it's just a simple fact of the matter of me not being able to, be present in a weird way. It kind of sucks, but I get it. It's okay. Excuse me. Had to take a water break. I was getting thirsty. But anyways, it's It's good to see you, Mish. It's good to see you, Mish. How you been? How was your Thanksgiving? How was your holiday weekend? Did you go and travel? Did you spend it with family, with friends? What did you eat? That part. What did you eat? For anybody else that's coming into the chat, I'm gonna drop the question. I'm gonna drop those same very questions in the chat as well. And no, no. They're coming. They're on their way. Typically, what we're trying to do is we're basically wanting to start in a more so timely manner. So whoever is able to come on at the start time of the stream, basically we're just having this conversation and just again letting people know like, hey, we're here, we're showing up, and woo 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 woo. So no, I'm not alone. They're on their way. As of right now, I'm just holding down the fort. I'm just holding down the fort. But as I was saying before, I'm gonna post this in the chat. What did you do? I can type. I can type. I can't type that right now. Thanks, chat. Thank you. I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. But at the same time, I'm just glad y'all showed up because it's good to see y'all. I'll put it like that. It is really, really good to see you. Nice. All right, Beach. Nice. Then, boom. There you go. So there goes. So anybody could chime in. Those are the two questions. What did you do for the holiday weekend? What are some of the things you ate over the weekend? I know Mish did some traveling, visit parents with the girlfriend. That's always that's always awesome. Always awesome. Traveling is nice. Traveling is nice. Sheesh. Wedding right after Thanksgiving. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. I can see that happening. I can see that happening. Like, man, ate good, ate enough turkey, and then showing up to the wedding. Like, man, I am full. I ain't trying to eat no cake. I ain't trying to eat no entrees. Like, I'm still full from the two plates that I had from Thanksgiving. I know me personally. This is like a sad thing for me. Typically on Thanksgiving, I can eat about two and a half plates on Thanksgiving. I eat two and a half plates. Y'all only ate one plate of Thanksgiving food. Even though yes, I had food piled up, but still, to only eat one plate. That was a yeah. Hey Liz, hey, good to see you. Good to see you. We're just talking about what we did over the weekend. Like I said, if you didn't see the question, pull it up right there for you. There goes the question. What did you do for the holiday weekend? What are some things that you ate over the weekend? Just having this nice virtual roundtable conversation before we dive into tonight's topic. Oh no. Boom. There we go. Family what? Family jello mold? What is that? Oh, oh, y'all had top notch. Okay. Y'all had top notch. Family jello. Yeah. Like there's some things where it may look weird, but you know, I don't know. I don't know. Only made pies. Awesome. Yeah. Listen, I mean, typically I normally do like a broccoli salad for Thanksgiving. Like I make a mean broccoli salad. I make a mean broccoli salad. It did the missus. She normally makes a side or two, but this time around, um, we went over to my brother's house for Thanksgiving, and my sister in law told me, don't really bring anything. Just bring bring sodas and cranberry sauce, juice for the kids, and that was really it. Like that was all we had to bring. Like, man, really? Like, I actually wanted to cook this year, but if y'all say we don't have to, okay, cool. But the missus did have a deep fryer, and so they want to deep fry turkey, so cleaned out the deep fryer so they could use the deep fryer for the turkey. So we had deep fried turkey, which was amazing. Like, oh yes, love it, you know, and it was good. It was good. I can say it was good. Especially traveling from my city to Detroit to come back was a long drive. Cyber Chase. Okay, hold on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is like if you have people like this wasn't my first time having deep fried turkey for Thanksgiving. I remember when we were all living in Colorado Springs, we had a good friend of ours. That's what they did. Hold on. I'm about to bring in somebody else. I'm about to bring in somebody else, y'all. Sir,
What is up? This is a first
what is?
ever stream that I am conducting, well, for a few seconds anyway, on my
You said
phone.
what? Okay.
This is the first time I'm on my phone on StreamYard. Because
Hey,
um
hey,
crap, I just have to find the basically I had to get to my computer and I'd been in the middle some poorly timed conversation just talking with my mom, which was good. I needed to like ask her about some things, just checking on her because we don't always
yeah,
personally talk where I'm asking more about her life versus checking in on me. So she's a
yeah,
teacher, and so I was hearing a bit about her
yeah.
experience with in-person learning versus remote learning last year and
Hmm.
yada yada. So it was good. And then I had to, I literally went to get food, which got delayed because said conversation with my mom, and now here we are. Let me see if I can find the
Hmm.
tab that has not this one. Hold on. But in any case, how's everyone doing? How are y'all TMCers, McCoyers, whatever you want to call our little fan base / viewers? How's everyone doing in the house? It is the
There you go.
last day
If
of
y'all can't see,
November.
I'm smiling. It did. Hold on. I got one more coming in. I got one more coming in.
Hey,
The see.
Hey.
Hey, the gang's all here.
Yay.
perfect timing. I just showed up like a minute or two, if even.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was telling Ron and everyone that I was just catching up with my mom about some stuff because I hadn't really talked to her. Usually I'm the one giving updates about how life is, and so as I went to get food from downstairs, I basically was like, let me actually take some time. That was around like I don't know, probably a little before
Mhm.
8:50, but it just kept going and going until it was like 9 something, 9:05, and then I was like, shoot, let me. And then I didn't have my phone on me either, so I couldn't check all the new messages between us at the
Yeah.
time. So that's when I was like, oh, cool. This is what we're talking about. I'm with it. Um, and then
Hmm.
I got myself some food, which I'll eventually eat. And then, like, I just
Yeah.
made sure I got it up here, but I'm not super hungry. I just wanted to make sure I didn't get food too late because it would be like
Right.
11 something probably by the time we finish. Um,
Right.
Also, I was
Right.
telling Ron that I'm actually on my phone. This is my work phone, and so this is the first time I've used StreamYard that's not on a computer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How do you like it?
I mean, it's interesting. Like, it wasn't that hard to actually get into at all. Though it did keep timing out the first few times I clicked the link, but I also didn't like attempt to enter right away. So, because I was on my phone and then multitasking. But in any case, yeah, it's whatever. I wouldn't necessarily recommend unless like you had like a stand for the phone. Like I'm trying to switch to my computers like where I have my stuff on my computer, but I don't know. I can't find it. I might have to open this up from scratch.
Yeah.
Um, but how are things with you, Al?
Things are, going all right. Um, yeah, just like, like finishing up some stuff and yeah, but sorry, I'm just kind of lost.
You're good.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
L.
yeah. Sorry about that.
You're good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like what's been going on. Oh yeah, like I guess the last time we spoke to each other was like right before Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
So right, so I mean, L stands for most of the time. Yeah. Um, yeah. So like Thanksgiving was pretty good. The
Mm-hmm.
weekend was, it was all right. What did I even do over the weekend? I don't think I did much. Oh, Friday I got my booster shot.
Okay. Okay.
Hey.
Yeah. So that was, like fun. like, well, like I got it Friday, and then I was sick all day Saturday.
Oh no.
Yeah, like it was a weird sick. Like I don't feel like it was as because I had Pfizer, for the first two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get ahead of the game with
There you
6G.
go.
Yeah, so I had Pfizer for the first two shots, and then I got Moderna, and it was like I thought it was going to be worse than it was. So I guess that's a positive. It's a silver lining. But it
Mm-hmm.
was, it was like pretty bad. Like the second shot of Pfizer, like I was bad for like definitely a day and a half.
Mm.
Like yeah, like I felt like it was like yeah, the first day was very bad. I don't know if it was just because I hadn't had like a fever in a really long time, and like I haven't felt achy in a really long time, and I guess I forgot how bad it was. But
Mm-hmm.
then like the day after, I was significantly better, but I was still not 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like noticeably so. Like I wouldn't have, wanted to like exercise or anything. But
Mm-hmm.
with this booster shot with Moderna, the entire, Saturday, because I'd gotten it Friday, the entire Saturday, I was just very, very, I was quite sick, not as sick as like second shot of Pfizer. Maybe
Mm.
the second shot of Pfizer was literally like a shock to the system, at least for me. So it's maybe like I'm like a little bit used to it now. I don't know. But like Sunday, I could have exercised, but I chose not to, just to
Mm.
be, like extra safe because
Mm-hmm.
it's not really all that necessary to like push yourself. Because I'm sitting here things like it's not like a real sickness because, but then I had to remember like, oh yeah, my body doesn't know that.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
So it's like all right, but I went for a run on on Monday. And it was pretty cold. I mean for me. I don't really know what the degrees were exactly. I think it was like in the 60s. And
Okay.
so, yeah, so to me that was like kind of chilly. I was like maybe this wasn't a good idea because I had on like long pants.
Mm.
And I don't have many like long workout pants. So
Mm-hmm.
this was probably like the first time I was like running with workout pants like long workout pants for like the longest time. Um, so it was this is gonna be kind of embarrassing, but like I felt like they just kept like like sliding down, and I'm like, I don't know how far they're sliding down.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
because I've had these pants for like years, so
Mhm.
but I've never actually like really worn them to like workout.
Mhm.
Well, like I mean, a run isn't like a workout, but like I guess to really work out, those like pants, yeah. So so they were kind of sliding down. So every so often I had to like stop and like pull them up. And then after a while, I was like, forget it. I just hope my skirt is long enough
Huh.
to recover whatever the hell.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't know what to do here. But when I got home, I just took off the pants and threw them out. So I'm like, no,
Screw you, pants. You failed me.
you
Dang.
I'm not gonna try to no. Like
Mm.
so,
No, it's all good. It's all good.
sounds like a little funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I was telling those that were in the chat who are coming in that Thanksgiving Day took my oldest son to the Detroit Lions game for Thanksgiving. And that was my first time going to a NFL game, period. Yes, man.
That's awesome.
I
Pants to increase mobility and reduce air resistance.
I don't know if that's legal
mean,
yet, but
Yeah.
sure.
Like I don't know. Like yeah, because I was like, should I have just ran in like my normal shorts? I was like, but I felt like it would have been too cold. But um, like this is gonna sound like I don't know, very South Florida of me, but I've always heard like people run it when it's cold out, of course, and like they say like oh like it warms up your body or whatever. And like I was pretty much running like the whole time. So I run like there's like a lake in my neighborhood, and then I run around the lake. It's about a mile from the Hartford Marathon.
oh
Yeah.
Lord.
We never mind. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm
You're
not
trying to
going to say what came to mind. I'm not. No. No.
But yeah, like it was like so like after my run, I was just like like walking home, and like I did feel like warm. I was like, oh, this is what this means. Like my I guess my body is warmed up like literally.
Mhm.
So that was kind of cool because like it was like pretty chilly out, but I didn't like feel cold, which is like kind of cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, I
Well, that's
think,
awesome. You went to an NFL game though.
yeah. I mean, and the missus, her coworker had, I guess, 4 tickets, and she had 2 extra, and so she was like, "Yeah, how about you?" And and our oldest son go out. I'm like, "Okay, cool." And so, of course, downtown Detroit. If anybody has been to downtown Detroit, you already know it's chaos as it is. Anyways, trying to find parking for a Detroit Lions for a Detroit team game, period, is bad. And so we had to park. She's probably like 4, 5 block. No, probably more than that. We parked a good distance. Let's put it like this: we parked a good distance to the point where we got halfway to the stadium, and one of the shuttle workers who was in the golf cart came and picked us up and drove us the rest of the way.
Nice.
It was it was
Okay.
cool of them. Gave him a tip like hey, here's $5, thank you. You didn't have to do it, but thank you anyways. So we got in, and I was telling the chat like being in there live is totally different from watching it from the TV. Totally different, and the atmosphere was already like can't even was undescribable because as soon as we got in there, they had just scored a touchdown, so everybody was all like, up in the air, like woo, like this might be the game where Detroit actually wins because they're not winning. They haven't won a single game yet, and it's like,
Dang.
yeah, I know. And of course, we're playing against the Bears.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, cool.
Possibility.
Until I saw Andy Dalton in a Bears uniform. I'm like, oh no, we're finna get torched. They're like, what do you mean? Like, Andy Dalton came from the Cincinnati Bengals. Like, this man led the team to various divisional championship games. Like, when he was playing and healthy for the Cincinnati Bengals, like, probably out of the whole time the Bengals have been in existence, they probably had the best winning streak when he was healthy and when he had options to throw to, when he had options in the backfield. Like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. On bite. That's okay. That is okay.
All
You
right.
be
No,
safe.
Hey,
we appreciate you, B. Julia.
Yes. And
Yes.
so once that man came on the field, I'm like, man, I hope this defense comes together because if not, Andy Dalton, he's one of those quarterbacks where you got to respect him as a quarterback. You have to respect him because if you don't, he is going to light you up. He's going to light you up. And that first half, that's exactly what he did. Lit him up, lit that defense up. But, of course, Detroit, they had their own plays. And so, like, kind of in that late second quarter, scored a touchdown again. So we were pretty much up for the first. Let's see, all of the third quarter we were up, and then of course Chicago scored again, and then we were still up, but not by much. Not by much. Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah.
And of course, it came down to what I called was going to end up happening was okay, if Chicago could get in field goal range, they're going to win it because that's really all they needed was a field goal to win. And sure enough, that's what they did. They called they ran it down. The defense hung in there. Defense actually came alive for the second half of the game. The defense came alive, did what they're supposed to do. Of course, they had crazy mental mistakes and whatnot. It was like, ugh. Like, come on, y'all. But yeah, came down to a field goal. So I was like, okay, we didn't get beat bad, but still, the simple fact of the matter that we got beat at home. Yeah.
man.
Man, listen.
Oh, jeez.
Like, when you go to a live game, it's a different.
It's a different thing. I know. Trust me, I know.
Exactly. Like, people aren't in, like, I don't know, like D3, D4 schools, if those even exist. Like, when they have sports teams and the students go to the games.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, like, but, like, of course, like, that's, totally different. But, it's just a totally different experience when you're watching a game live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been to an NFL game. I don't think I've ever been to, like, a professional sports game live, actually. Like, I've been to, like, college football live at Florida State because sometimes you can get free tickets when you're a student. And that was fun. Like, I always preferred it watching it on TV anyway.
Mhm.
But, like, the few times I've gone to the games, it's it's always a good time. But it could get kind of like, I don't know. You definitely need to, like, pregame beforehand. At least I do. Like, not like an awesome time.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
And again, and I get what Trump was saying. Like, yeah, the Bears and the Lions, they're not real teams, but To us, they're about as real as we're gonna get. They're about as real as we're gonna get. You know, I mean, even when we were living out in Colorado, we actually had like multiple chances to go up to Denver to watch the Broncos play. But we just never took the opportunity to do it. You know, and it's like, what? Here we are. So I think the next sporting event, like I was telling the chat before you guys showed up, I think the next sporting event that I would like to go to would be to a University of Michigan basketball game, whether it's the men's
Mm.
team playing or whether it's the women's team playing. Like, want to go just because, just to say we've been there. You know,
Yeah.
it would have been awesome to be at the Michigan game when they played Ohio State and they kick Ohio State's butt. Yes.
Mm.
Oh, it was lovely. It was so lovely. But because we couldn't get the tickets and everything else, it's like, okay, cool, whatever. I'll watch it at home. But no, but still definitely want to go take a trip up to Ann Arbor and see a Michigan basketball game. Just to say, you know, we did it. We've been there, you know. But
Now I
that's
did.
enough about me. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think I saw like clip like I don't know people who had some contentious ideas or thoughts dealing with I think Michigan State and Michigan. I think one of the teams did very not well against the other. I don't know if it was Michigan State that completely got destroyed. Like they were the Spartans, right? I think they got
Yes.
destroyed by whatever the Michigan team was, or maybe vice versa. But I just remember seeing it some weeks ago on Twitter. Like I was really not even there for sports, but I kind of just saw
Mhm.
something come across my timeline, and someone was talking about how like some ref like made some bad call, and it's crazy how that led to like this team having a good season. They were pretty much panned by the other side, saying like crazy how you're so stuck on, you know, basically ref interference. I don't know. I don't know what this was really about.
Oh, I know what you're talking
Um,
about.
okay, you do. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah,
really
yeah.
didn't. I was like, I don't know how to describe this very well.
No, I
Um,
know exactly what you're talking about. And it was funny because John Harbaugh, after, because it was actually the Michigan and Michigan State game. That's what you're referencing. And Michigan State didn't win by much. It was, if anything, by like 2 extra points. That's how they won. 2 extra points. Yes, Liz, Wolverines my team too. It's so what happened during that game, the refs were calling bad calls. And John Harbaugh said, hey, we had some bad calls that went against us that actually favored for us to win the game. But because the way how the officials called the game, it actually took that away from us. Come to find out, Big Ten went ahead and did their own research into that game, and yeah, they came back and said that yeah, Michigan got robbed from that
mm,
Michigan State game, but but it didn't matter because when Michigan State went ahead and saw Ohio State, they got toasted. So I was happy.
mm,
I'm like, you know what? Yes, Michigan State they beat Michigan. Okay, fine. But because of the
Mhm.
fact they got toasted by Ohio State, got blown out
despite
by Ohio State, like they deserve that. They deserve that. They deserve that wake up call. They deserve that spanking. Why? Because the
get
following
humbled.
week we saw Ohio State and we told Ohio State, y'all ain't gonna do that to us. No, sir.
That is pretty. That's pretty not prophetic, but it's like that does seem pretty like restorative. I don't know. Like
Mhm.
it all came full circle.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And even then, like as of right now, the last that I saw, Michigan is number 2 in the nation.
Okay.
Mm,
Michigan is number 2 in the nation, sitting behind Georgia, which of course is number 1 in the nation. But
okay.
even still, Georgia has a solid football team, has a solid program. They have two solid quarterbacks, two solid quarterbacks. So if one goes down, the other one can step in and keep on rolling. Like that's Georgia. As far as I've been in the college football and understanding college football, Georgia has always been a solid team. Always. Just some years were better than others. Like
Mhm.
this year, oh yeah, real good. So we'll see, especially with this week. We got a lot of divisional games that are happening, divisional championships, excuse me, divisional championships that are being played. Yeah.
Don't be blue.
Wow.
Don't be blue.
Yeah, but
Done.
for those of us that live up here, we got a saying for that too. Oh, how I hate to be Ohio State.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah.
Yeah, I never dealt with a lot of the sports rivalries because I never went to very sports heavy schools, so
Yeah.
it just kind of was what it was. Um,
Yeah. No, it's fun and like,
Mhm.
you know, like, but it could be a little crazy in terms of like, depending on the fans. The fans could
Yeah.
get like, I keep thinking of UM's fans, and like they're just notorious for just being like complete just crazy. like so like the big three football college schools in Florida is UF, UM, and FSU. UF is the Gators, UM is the Hurricanes,
Hmm.
and FSU is the Seminoles.
okay.
So yeah, the thing about UM is that UM is a private school.
Really?
Yes. So UM is a private school.
Hmm.
And
Right.
yeah, they just like randomly have a football. Like it's a weird story. I can't remember. It was kind of random. I guess they just felt like it's the only university in Miami, and I guess they felt like Miami needed like a football team, like some sort of sport. Because like they had the Dolphins, the Marlins, and we have like the Florida Panthers. And that's like more like Broward. But anyway, like so like so I guess they felt like the university needed a football. I don't know, but because it's a private school and it's it mainly deals with like medical and maybe law, like law and medicine. I think are like their biggest things.
Mhm.
So like most of their fans are from just the area.
Hmm.
Whereas like FSU's fans, like, yeah, probably if you live in Tallahassee, of course, because it's like the only thing to do because Tallahassee's a college town. So if you're like a local, you're just sort of, it's just something to do. People just tailgate and go to the game because it's a massive football stadium and it's just something to do.
Right.
UF, sort of the same concept. It's in Gainesville. It's a college town, and like if you're like a local there, it's a massive football stadium. It's something to do. I guess because it's just in Miami, and Miami, I guess, wanted something more. They got a football team.
Okay.
You're right. So yeah, so like I feel, and like Miami's fans range from like all the way from like I don't know Palm Beach County, probably above, all the way down to like Miami, all the way down, probably even to the Keys. I want to be surprised, because it's I guess I don't know. It's just and like those are like Palm Beach, Broward, Miami-Dade are like the biggest counties in terms of like population in the state.
Hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, it should be. I know that Jacksonville is the biggest city. I don't know if it's by land mass or by population. I think it might be by land mass.
Jacksonville, you're saying?
Jacksonville is up in Jacksonville City. I'm trying to think like if it has the biggest population. I don't think so.
I saw something like that. That like by land area, it was one of the biggest
Right? Yeah.
towns in the or cities in the country or whatever.
Yeah, it is,
Um,
which is like random.
let's see.
I've actually never really been to Jacksonville. I've been meaning to. Anyway, so I guess like because of that, and you're just it's like, oh, we can partake in college football, and it's in the area. Then they just have a ton of crazy fans because it's South Florida.
Right, right.
And no one going to really the school except for our friend Tad a lawyer. So
Hey.
yeah, but yeah. So like I don't know, UM's fans I feel like are just notorious for being like the worst fans. Because like they'd get very drunk, very like belligerent, get into fight. So there's like a fight, and it's just it's just like a lot of craziness. I'm not saying that it never happens at UF. I'm not saying it never happens at FSU, but like just UM is just known for just having like just the craziest fans, and not in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, every state has one of those schools that's like known for the unruly fans. We have them here in Michigan, so I get it. I
Yeah,
think
that's true. You guys do.
I would say like between it's a toss up between Michigan and Michigan State. Really, it's a toss up between those two. Depending on it also depending upon the game, as far as which team's fans can be the most unruliest. I mean, it case in point, when Michigan beat Ohio State, the Michigan State police sent out the tweet saying, "Hey, just because we won, make sure y'all don't do nothing stupid." Like, yeah, Michigan State Police Department, that sounds very great right now because according to analysts, it's been 3,654 days since Michigan beat Ohio State. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
6,000?
3,654 days.
Was that like over 10 years?
Yes. The last time, put it to you like this: the last time Michigan beat Ohio State was during the Lloyd Carr era. And for anybody who knows Lloyd Carr was pretty much arguably the best head coach for Michigan's football team. Period. I've met him once before he retired. Very cool guy. Very cool guy. Yeah. 2011. Yeah.
Oh, gee. That's crazy to think that 10 years ago was 3,654 days, though. Or like, that's what? So, like, because I was just thinking about 2011 the other day because I was like in college and I was like, are you talking about that was like over 3,000 years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, days ago?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was over 3,500 days ago.
That's wild.
That is wild.
10 years. Oh, goodness. I almost graduated high school 10 years ago. Or I almost graduated high school. I graduated high school almost 10 years ago. I did graduate high school, I promise. I graduated high school almost 10 years ago. It was 2012. So
Okay.
I actually just saw some high school friends over the weekend. Some who I hang out with every few years, or we keep in touch on social media. Some who I've not seen or really even talked to that much since then. So I was like, you look very different 9 years later, 9.5 years basically. Since we graduated in June 2012. So it was just like a little party, like 15, 20 minutes from where my parents live here in Southern Maryland. And I was like, wow, this is so surreal. And I was like, has it really been 10 years since I've seen some of these people? Insanity. And so I don't know, high school reunion, whatever is happening, I don't know what the plans are. It's going to be so disorienting next year.
Okay.
The 10-year reunion.
I had to do my fact check. So it wasn't when the Lloyd Carr era. Oh, Speaking of that. So I think Lloyd Carr retired back in like what 2007 or somewhere around there, 2007, 2008. And so Michigan was in that weird transitioning period. So it was Brady Hoke for that 2011 winning season for Michigan where they beat Ohio State. Brady Hoke. But then again, he only coached for like what 4 years, and then he was gone. You know, but even still, again, as impressive as it was to go 11-2 that season, 2011, that was like awesome. It was a great time to be a Michigan fan. Great time to be a Michigan fan. So, shout out to Brady Hoke. I don't know where you at, but shout out to you, sir, for beating Ohio State in 2011. Big shout out to you. And John Harbaugh, yeah, he can say he did it too. So he can add that onto his resume. Bam. So, gotta give by my two co-hosts or my two hosts an update. So, guys probably wondering why my camera is not working. My camera broke. My camera broke.
Oh, snap.
Holy
yes.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so the I don't know what happened, but it kind of tilts, goes back and forth. The area where I can kind of like open and close it, it actually broke. It actually broke. And so I'm like, oh. So it actually broke. So I'm like, oh crap. Like, great. That's awesome. But it's okay because I was looking at upgrading my camera as it is, anyways. And I want to stick with Logitech because I mean they make good webcams as it is, anyways. So I know I saw one on Amazing for about $20. I'm gonna end up getting that one. It's the next generation that came after the one I currently have. You know.
Okay.
So I'm going to buy that one. And yeah, I'll be up and running. So yes, I'll probably be cameraless for until next week. So,
Okay.
No, we're gonna miss your nice face, sir.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay.
With the draws.
Listen, it's okay. It's okay because y'all still get the Yang outfit. Yes.
True that.
Y'all still get that. Bringing back the days. And actually I still got that the hat, the long sleeve, and the actual hoodie. I still have it. I still wear it every now and then. So shout outs to the Game campaign back then, 2020 last year.
No, for sure.
But enough of that. Enough of the reminiscing. Unless y'all want to still reminisce, because we still have a much needed topic. And actually, it's a very, to believe it or not, it's a very timely topic. I actually like this topic because it does fit what we're about to enter into if we haven't done so this season. So this is a very timely topic. Yes. So, of course, we know that Thanksgiving is time for eating and celebrating and being with family, and especially last year, if Thanksgiving for you last year sucked because you couldn't go anywhere because of various other reasons, and then this year you said, woohoo, I am out the house, COVID, you cannot stop me. I am free. I'm going to do what I want to do and eat as much as I want to eat. And then we all know what happens after Thanksgiving. The one day where spending money because you want to is great. But it doesn't just happen on this one particular day, because stores had gotten wise to the game and said, hey, we'll give you another day to be able to lock in all of these deals and all of these specials So if you couldn't get it in on this day, you can get it in on this day. Right.
Mhm.
Right. So, of course, what day are you talking about, Ron? I'm glad you asked. Of course, we got Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Then we got Cyber Monday.
Right.
Yes, Cyber Monday. But with all this stuff going on, with everybody buying stuff online, there's a need for security on being on the internet. And so today's topic is dealing with internet bullying and being safe on the internet. Why? Because this is the time of year where a lot of people tend to get hacked the most, tend to get their
Mm.
accounts hacked in the most. And just want to be mindful and kind of just be wary of what you're doing on the internet. And of course, I know you guys like, well, I already know, like we know, but at the same time, think of it as a friendly PSA. You know,
Yeah.
think of it as a friendly PSA brought to you by NordVPN.
Ah-ha-ha. Oh, the day that we start getting sponsored by like
I know, right? Well, like I feel like all the podcast people get like they always get sponsored by ExpressVPN.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it makes me like not want to use ExpressVPN because of that. 'Cause,
Oh.
you know,
Mhm.
it's like every like podcast that I listen to, it's always like the same. It's like the same ads. Oddly, it's like ExpressVPN, the Quip toothbrushes.
Mm,
Um, what else? Casper mattress.
okay.
Uh,
BetterHelp is a big one too.
yeah, BetterHelp. That's true. Um, like there's like a Third Love, which is like a bra making company. You know, if you listen to
Okay.
like women run podcasts, yeah, because it's not like Yang would just advertise that. He wouldn't be able to sell it.
Hey,
Yeah, but I know that he advertises ExpressVPN though.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, and Tushy. Tushy's a big one.
That's
there
the
you go.
bidet, right?
Yeah, it's a bidet.
Yes. Yes. Raid Shadow Legends.
It is
Sounds
funny.
familiar.
Raid Shadow Legends. I know about that one.
I don't
Like
know.
that's a big mobile phone game that pretty much everybody is doing an average is if you're a podcaster, if you're a streamer, whatever the case may be, more than likely at one point in time, you'll probably get a tap on the shoulders from Raid to advertise their game. You know,
Mm.
at one
Mm.
podcast. I played it, and it's not as it's not as good as they make it out to be, and I'll be honest with it. I've had it multiple times, and I've uninstalled it multiple times because it's like I lost interest in it. I do, and it's funny because most games I have, I do it for the spur of the moment, and then every now and then I just lose interest, and it's like I don't play them anymore. Like I have a tablet that is dedicated to just playing games, and I don't play on my tablet as much as I do. So it's like, oh
That's fair.
well, oh well. I know, I know, terrible, terrible. But all joking aside, though, it does keep me entertained. It does keep me rooted, and especially if I don't feel like playing on my PS4. Like I got some card games like solitaire that I can play on and go from there. But yes, back to internet bullying and safety. Like, um, how many guys have actually experienced like bullying from the internet? And we can also throw in trolls. So have you been trolled while being on the internet as well?
Mm.
We're gonna throw that in there as well.
Um, I have. I don't know about like, well, I haven't like been trolled hard, but I've been bullied like way back in like 7th grade, and it wasn't good. Like it was, it was traumatizing for little L at the time. Like it was back on AIM, and like like it was, I don't know, like people were like my friends just like suddenly kind of turned on me, and they were like, "Oh, trying to boost your confidence." I don't know, it was like some weird bullshit. Um, and then like yeah, so that was that was rough, and like I ended up having to like change. Like I just ended up just changing all my classes just to get away from them, and that was that was like pretty rough. Like when I think back on it, I was like, yeah, I guess that was like a lot. But I finished middle school, I finished high school, I went off to college. I was fine. It was like because like when you're at that age and it's like like it feels like this is the whole world. Like 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 this is the worst it can be. This is just it. Like this is just like it just seems like so shitty, so terrible. But like when I think back on it, I was just like, man, like that was rough for me. But like I just can't imagine like kids nowadays. Like it's like how I felt was like it was bad, but how they felt, how they feel now must be like, yeah, middle school was brutal. It was brutal. Like, yeah, the middle school was brutal. But like I feel like like I especially feel for like kids nowadays because I that's too much because it's not like I was addicted to AIM, like
Right.
like it was sort of like more so like, oh shit, what are people saying about me, blah blah blah, this and that. But like I could just it was like the family computer, so it's not like I was just sitting there, it wasn't like my cell phone, it's not like I had my own laptop, it wasn't like I could just access the internet from my, I don't know, maybe at the time with like a GameCube, I don't know. Right, so I mean you could barely access the internet on GameCube, which was unfortunate. But like so kids nowadays, like everybody's addicted to their phone, whether they want to admit it or not. Everyone's addicted to apps and apps, at least one, whether they want to admit it or not. But so not only are you might be getting bullied from kids because kids are just brutal, they're also like getting information from all these other sources and probably using that to bully you, and then you are uncontrollably addicted to this device because that's what it's programmed to do.
Yep.
So like you are constantly mentally going into like this fray, this terrible fray, like 24/7, because you're at school dealing with some bullshit. You don't know, like information getting spread about you like it's nothing, you know. You come home, that's still happening, you could block people, they could still like find roundabout ways to come and find you and like attack you, and it could just be relentless, and it could just be for no reason, because it's like it's middle school, so it's like it's always going to be like something small, like in retrospect to things, or like I don't know, like some like emotional petty bullshit, or like and it becomes like way too huge, but it's like when you're 11, 12, 13, and I was just like realizing this before, it's like you haven't lived that long, like no shit, but like so therefore you haven't experienced much either, so this is the hugest thing. And so like it just becomes like so much more heightened, and it's like how do you even address this to your family, to your mom, because then you have to like probably explain technology to her, and then it's like it's gonna like it'll probably like it's just like a lot to deal with. It's like a lot to deal with, a lot to process. So yeah, so like I definitely feel for them now, and it's just like because like I think that is like fortunately like I never had any sort of like I had like friends outside of that, outside of those classes. So, like I was fine. Like I have like so many siblings. So, like that was fine. And, like I was just, having to do stuff. Like, so like, I guess like in a way I was just I was just sort of busy. Like when I look, I mean, like not like super busy. Like I didn't really have any extracurriculars or anything, but I was still taking like advanced classes, whatever the hell was in middle school, because it's not like honors or AP because that's high school. So yeah, so like I was at least able to just like finish and go on to high school and make a lot of friends and go off to college and make a lot of friends and so on and so forth. But it was still kind of like when I like just talking about it now, I was like, yeah, that was a big thing, huh? But yeah, so that's like in terms of like bullying, and that's probably like the first generation of like cyberbullying because it's not like anyone's getting bullied on AIM anymore. So like, like in terms of trolling, because I know that trolling can be like hella harsh.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was trolled like I felt like maybe like 1 or 2 months ago, or like it was like a I posted I tweeted something about like like grocery store prices are going up, and I was like, and it's it's getting kind of crazy. I said something along those lines, and somebody responded saying like, oh, like what exactly is going up? What have you been seeing? And I was like, I can't quite put my finger on it, but like I just noticed that thing, like like my receipts like a lot more, like like something's definitely up.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody like used that tweet to like respond to somebody else that tweeted that responds to me that I didn't see or something. And then like he was saying like, oh, so I guess the answer is no or something, that nothing's actually going up. And I was like, I didn't, that's not a no. Me not being able to put so I responded to him. I didn't know this person. I think because like a couple of people retweeted that and quote tweeted it. So it must have been like somebody who follows somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so they're like, and I said what I said wasn't necessarily a no. And then they were like, well, you couldn't, like, we didn't provide any sources, blah blah blah, that kind of bullshit. And then I went and like provided a source. So I was just like, whatever, I have time. And they didn't bother looking at it. And like I noticed like he was responding to somebody else, and then that other person didn't bother looking at it. So like they just sort of liked each other's tweets. And I was sort of thinking like, they're probably the same person just with 2 different accounts. Like,
Mm-hmm.
And I guess
possible.
right. And I guess they can't afford to read a free NPR article. So I was about to like be a dick and just give them like a Washington Post article, knowing that it's going to be like behind a paywall.
Paywall, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I was going to be a dick and just do something. I was like, no, let me be nice and here's an NPR article. But like, what was weird about like their profiles? Or at least one of them was like saying like he was like a liberal, like Biden supporter or whatever. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. But it just seemed very like, this isn't like a political. My tweet wasn't political. It was just like, hey, prices are going up. Like, I wasn't saying, oh, curse you, Biden. It was just like, hey, grocery store prices are going up. This is sort of crazy.
Right.
But so like that was annoying. I don't know, like troll, like I mean, like we've been like trolled on the stream quite a few times.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, I actually
Oh
forgot. I
yeah,
didn't even think about that in the context of this question.
That was
yeah,
like racist shit. Like I
yeah.
remember I posted something on like Black people Twitter, like the subreddit, um, and like I have like my account has like the blue check mark, which indicates that I am a verified Black person. So
There you go.
and like that person like and like somebody like messaged me and like saying I don't know some racist like garbage, and I'm like it's not like they could see my face or anything. They just knew that whoever I was a Black person, and that just got them angry.
So
Um,
strange.
yeah, and I don't even
Mhm.
think my post even had to do with race. I can't remember, but yeah, it was like I don't know that. Um, I'm like thinking back. I don't know. I've been called like a pretty N word on Tinder.
That's
What?
really odd.
I know. In fact, what pissed me off more is that he said Niger at first, and then he corrected himself. So that like made it a little bit worse because he actually took the time to correct himself. And I was like, does
Oh.
he just think I'm from Niger? But which I knew that wasn't the case, but there was a small side of me. There was a small part of me that was hoping he thought I was just from that country. But
Wow. Be like, yes, I am from Nigeria. Thank you very much. You
no,
couldn't tell?
Niger, Niger. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Niger?
Niger, yeah, or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
Niger. Yeah, Niger. So,
Like, oh my
I was like,
gosh.
oh, maybe it's like, but I knew that wasn't the case. But it was like a small hope, you know. But it's like it's yeah. But that's I don't know. That's not really like. Well, I was gonna say I don't know how a lot of men would just like say how they've never been with a Black woman on like dating apps, but that's not really like bullying. Like that's I don't know if it's like I don't know, but that happens a lot,
Hmm.
um, especially on Tinder. That's a a big annoying thing. It's like I never been with a Black woman before. It's like I can't help you. I don't know what to
Right?
Like, sorry, I've been with a white guy. We can't help each other. Like, I already know. I already know everything there is to know. I'm kidding.
Mm, this hurt.
People, yeah, this one.
Yeah, people hiding behind a keyboard say that, and I don't know why. Like, it's it's just so like it's just so disgusting.
Hmm.
Like, I do not know. I don't know why people are just like they're just mean. I don't know if it gives people just like more enjoyment out of life. I don't know. But yeah, so long story short, yeah, I have been like internet bullied and I guess trolled like miniaturely.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's funny how you brought up how we been trolled here. It's like, yeah, it got to the point where I was banning folks left and right. Just like, dude, like stop. You know,
Yeah,
I think one person, was calling us monkeys and like we should be hanging in the jungle. I'm like, for real? Like really? Are we really doing this now? I'm like, oh no, y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta go. Like we ain't got time for it. I don't got time for it. Like if you ain't gonna come here to have a casual conversation and be at least a decent human being about it, you gotta go. Like
right.
I will escort you out of this chat. Just so you don't have to do it yourself. I'm gonna escort you out.
Mm.
And you know, and I'm gonna slam the door behind you and tell you don't come back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. Don't come back. Don't care. You know, and surprisingly, a lot of them came from Twitch, which is like
Mm.
very baffling. A lot of it comes
Mm.
from Twitch, and do we have that problem now? No. Oh no, not at all.
Mhm.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because of the fact that it's still very prevalent, doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't happen. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
and even then, there's been times where I actually had to back off from social media. So if you guys don't see me tweet for a long periods of time, is because of that. I don't have the headspace to deal with the trolls. I don't have the headspace to deal with the bullying. Like I already got enough of my plate as it is. Anyways, why in the world would I give you part of my energy that I could use for something totally different? You know? And it's like, nah, I'm gonna just socially distance myself from social media. I'm gonna socially distance myself from social media and just keep my circle tight as it already is, but just make it tighter, And so a lot of times if I do post on social media, it's typically going to be on Instagram, just due to the fact that a lot of people that I follow are pretty much friends and family. That's who I follow is friends and family, and when I post, I pretty much post stuff that's kind of going around the house and around with the family, and that's really it. You know, uh, yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yep. And even then, Zach and Matt, I've been on their shows and whatnot, and oh man, it was bad. Some streams were good, especially when they're doing like a lot of the behind the scenes driving and whatnot and
Mhm.
chatting. Like those were the fun ones. But man, when it came to other events, it was like, sheesh. Like, where are these cats coming from? Like, it just seems like they came out of nowhere,
Right.
and
Interesting.
just being rude, and I'm saying that very lightly. They were just being way rude. Like, come on, you don't got to be that rude. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
yes, you have an opinion. Everybody has one, just like how everybody has a butthole.
Right.
We all have one. Sometimes it's best if you kept chores to yourself. It's okay. It is very much okay.
Yeah.
I always think it's funny in a cynical way when like like let's say there's like a podcast or something and the person usually always brings on like white men, and then all of a sudden like they bring on like or like a live stream or whatever they bring on like, but then they bring on like a black person and then the entire dynamic of the chat changes, you know.
Yeah.
Like they just start getting like angrier or more critical, or just get like suddenly racist. And
I'm waving like they can see me.
yeah,
It's not a habit.
I know. I was just like, hey, Toby's family member.
Yeah, that
Right.
was the dad coming in, but
Oh, okay.
All right.
Hey, Toby's dead.
Hey, Toby.
But yeah, like or like
Toby's,
like, oh, what were you gonna say, Ron?
I was gonna say Toby's that hi, but you can't see me, but hi.
and because I got headphones now, I'm gonna hear either. Ha.
Oh,
Ah,
aw.
you suck.
I know.
Go ahead, El. Go ahead.
Yeah, so like like the entire chat would like the dynamic of it will change, or if like a woman is on, like the whole dynamic changes, especially if she's like pretty or at least has like the thing is like a woman doesn't have to be like attractive from head to toe. There just has to be like one feature, and then like the guys will just never stop talking about it. If it's good or bad, like she could just have like pretty eyebrows, and then guys won't stop talking about it in the comments. Or like if she has like a big nose or something, it's like I just can't stop looking at her nose. It's like, oh my god! It's like really like she's telling you how to like freaking save money and like invest it in like good shit. And you can't stop. But yeah, no, that shit's just like hella annoying. I did want to like mention how whenever we would be getting trolled on like on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, like especially YouTube, like I always found it to be so bizarre because I'm like, hey, I don't even know how we popped up for you. I guess like they just go on other like black YouTube, small YouTube live streams and then just be racist. But like, and I guess like YouTube is just like a stupid algorithm, so it's just like this is you keep interacting with this, so we're gonna just keep giving it to you. What I find bizarre is like you're on YouTube, like you can learn how to do anything. Like you could just like you could watch like I don't know like mini web TV shows. You can like watch like like movie shorts. You could watch whole movies. You could like learn how to sew. You can like learn how to like I don't know like make like a mushroom quiche, and you're just on here like just being racist like that. It's just like a massive like waste of time. It was like, yo, your car's not even like you could just go and fix your car and put on a YouTube video, but like no, it's like let me be racist. I'll fix my car later, but I gotta be racist right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like, I should learn how to tie a tie for this interview tomorrow, but let me just quickly be racist. Like that's the whole like, oh, they should be like when white people always like tell black people, oh, they should be picking them up by their bootstraps or like buying working boots and go out and work in blah blah blah. And it's like, okay. On the flip side of that, you could just be watching how to you could be watching how to like code for like
learn to code.
Yeah, learn to code and getting a better career for your family. But it's like, oh, well, let me just take some time out of my day to be racist.
Let's just troll as many black people as we can find on the internet. Yeah. that'll make my family proud.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yep, this one. That comment right there.
Yeah,
Again,
that's.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of very odd.
Right.
And it's funny because it's like I like the way how Japan, in a way, is introducing like more black people into their anime shows, and at first I was like, man, that's not what black people look like, but I had to understand like they're trying, and at the same time, because of the fact they don't have like a super big black population that actually lives there, to kind of give like tips and pointers and whatnot. It's like they're doing what they're doing what they can with the little that they have,
right?
And even then, it was like search on YouTube. I'm pretty sure you're gonna find some black people doing something positive that you can get inspiration from, But even still, it's just that at least they're trying.
Right,
they're trying. The other folks, like the cosplayers, is like, yeah, your character that you're cosplaying, you do realize he's not white either. He's of Asian, or she is of Asian descent. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there.
True.
Also, the character, It's a cartoon for one, like a fictional character for one. For two, like, okay, you might be dressing up as them, but do you have their body proportions? No.
Come on.
So like,
Come
like,
on.
no one
Come
can.
on, L.
Because they're a fictional character. They don't naturally have pink hair. So like, also, I feel as though Black people are the most likely to have at least spiky hair like that, as as crazy and as
Yeah.
weird as, like, we are most likely to are able to do that. Like, if anyone ever saw that video of like that mom that made her little black son have like the Super Saiyan Goku hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and she did a great job. So like, I'm sure that kid was probably like just like happy as hell, and like I'm sure all the kids were probably dapping him up. It's like, yo, you look like Goku.
Right.
But yeah, but like I digress. It's just like it just makes no sense to like like if you like this character.
Yeah.
I've actually never seen Death Note, but I still approve.
I mean, maybe. Well, I do like drinking, tea, and I do like sweets. I don't mind sweets.
There you go.
People say I'm smart, so I guess I could be L.
Hey, there we go. That's all we need.
Yeah, I just need to like sleep 2 hours a night and just get some huge bags.
Mm.
Don't do that to yourself.
Yeah, I'll just draw them on. But yeah. So like, I can't remember where I was going, but yeah, like if you like a character and the character resonates with you, like Black people don't care if you dress up as Black characters. It's just like, just don't darken your skin. That's it. Like
Facts.
like if you were like, if somebody were to dress up as Prince, everybody knows. Like, like even if you barely know Prince, like you would know. It's like, oh, this person's dressed up as Prince. If it was that's Prince is a real person, but like a Black character, like I don't know, probably from what's that show? Power. Like, you could, dress up as Ghost, but he usually just like wears a suit, I think. And like Static Shock, you could dress up as him. Spike from the Marvel comic universe. Storm. Like if you like the character, like I'm not like, because like I understand, like people probably feel some type of way, but like like you could dress up as like Black Panther. I don't see anything like wrong, because if you really like Black Panther and you're like, yeah, let me just dress up as like, you don't have to darken your skin, right? Like, just
right.
We all know when you see like the like the teeth. And like obviously the suit, we know what that looks like. It's like, okay. I mean, like, we should, like, ideally, like, we shouldn't be upset. Just just don't darken your skin. But yeah, I don't know how we got on this topic. Oh, right, yeah, when people bully people for dressing up as
cosplay. Yeah, I don't know. Because I don't know. I'm thinking of my own experience, and
nice.
Oh yeah, that's actually something that I feel like someone was recommended to me to do Static Shock, and I looked too late for this year, because I was like, Toby is a classic, but I do need a new wardrobe change. So Static Shock is right there. Also a Bleach Captain, I'm sure. I don't just want to go for the black one. But
right, don't feel pressure. Like if you legitimately like Static Shock, then for sure. But if there's like any character, like I dressed up. Well, like my character. I didn't really have a character. It was just sort of vague when I dressed up as like a the schoolgirl from like a schoolgirl from My Hero Academia.
Yes.
But I mean, as long as they have any like black students, to my knowledge, they might.
Right.
But yeah, you know, I just dressed up as I was like, I like this. I would love to dress up as Momo Yaruyozu, but like none of her costumes were on Prime, so I was just like, I don't know when this is gonna come.
Exactly.
So I have no idea when this costume's gonna come. It's like I don't think there's anywhere that's just selling it locally.
Yeah, that's difficult.
Yeah, I was like, and I'd probably have to get like that custom made. But yeah, one day, you know. But yeah, I wanted to dress up as her. I was like, maybe I could dress up as Todoroki. But I feel like I'd have to, you know, dye my hair, which, you know, I would do because I think that would be kind of fun. Maybe like dye the tips. Like one half red, the other half white. So I don't have to dye my whole hair. Thought that would like be fun. Yeah, but yeah, just have fun with it.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Awesome. Because I know, like I said, you know, next year I would dress up as Dante from Devil May Cry.
Right.
You know, and then if I can't do Dante, then I would more than likely do Blade. I just thought about him, do Blade. You know, just because I like the movie. The movie was awesome. Couldn't care less for the TV series. It's like, yeah, nah. Movies, yes. Movies for sure.
So, Toby,
Yeah.
I know this is a bit of a personal question, but have you ever been, I guess, I mean, it's not, it's, have you ever been online bullied or trolled?
Yeah, so even I was just thinking, like, I can't really say that, like, and it's actually interesting because you're like, I mean, not to put it out there too much, but like, you're a little older than me. Like, so you, no, I'm going somewhere with this.
Up there in age, L.
You're not that up there. You really aren't. But
I
like,
know.
it's interesting that in middle school, like, technically, I would have, like, it's interesting that you were cyberbullied in middle school, but I was not like around technology like that at all. And oops, 4 years later, you know, because you know it's about 4 year difference between us. Like I was in middle school. I want to say 2006 to 8. 2005, I guess I started. 2008, I would have finished 8th grade, and I wasn't on AIM. I wasn't on anything like that. I didn't have social media until high school, like junior year. Like it was very end of 2010, close to New Year's Day, after Christmas. So, you know, I didn't have any issues with Facebook. I didn't have a smartphone until I got to college, and it was a very basic smartphone, like 256 megabytes. 0 out of 10 would recommend. It was like Walmart Family Mobile under some T-Mobile off-brand thing. The T-Mobile Concorde, like what even was that? So that thing was, I was not getting cyberbullied on this brick of a phone. And I didn't get like a real Samsung smartphone till like sophomore year of college. And at that point, I don't know, I just wasn't like I don't know, I guess I wasn't like that online. Like I got a Twitter to just keep up with some things locally on campus, but like there's no, like, I didn't really have any issue. Like by the time 2016 came around, you had those like political conversations that I might like mistakenly insert myself to. Like someone was talking about like, you know, illegals being leeches or immigrants being leeches, and I tried like saying something about how like actually a lot of these areas, like the economy like cratered when I guess a lot of those illegals were deported, and you know there weren't as many people willing, like, you know, citizens willing to do the same work. And I think I said there was a study, and I remember there was like a bunch of these guys. Like it's not like they like were trolling me, but they were like BS, like where's your source, whatever. And I came back like 3 days, 5 days later because, you know, I'm in college and I have a life. I was in grad school at the time actually, my first year, and I had a life. Sorry, I'm not on Twitter 24/7. So I was like, yeah, I was busy, but here's the article that was actually like it wasn't a study. It was literally like a real life effect in Arizona or somewhere out there in the Southwest. And then they gave some rebuttal, and of course they were all liking each other's stuff. And I was like, okay, I tried. Like I would like that definitely wasn't like bullying or trolling, but like I could see how those types of things, like you get yourself in a rabbit hole trying to endlessly defend something, and then people just gang up on you, and it's like, nah, this doesn't seem fun. So I chose not to engage in that. And I don't know. I mean, I haven't really been harassed on Twitter. I feel like I don't tweet enough. I know in 2020 I tweeted a lot more and retweeted a lot because of especially because I had a new phone for work and it was very responsive. It was an iPhone 11. There was a lot of stuff about social justice and race relations, and I was tweeting a lot of that stuff and footage of protests and really bad things and police just being douches, pushing people and busting people's heads open. I mean, like, obviously there were trigger warnings with that, but it was just like, I remember there was a lot of conversation and a lot of debates, and I was like, I don't really want to be part of all this either. But it still wasn't trolling or bullying. It was just like, this is like too much for me. Like, I had to kind of take a little step back. I currently don't have Twitter on my phone. I haven't had it on my phone since like February, and I'm gonna aim to keep it that way probably till the end of time. I just go to twitter.com on my phone if I need to get into the app. Instagram, no, like same thing. There was never really any issue where people came and like flooded or raided my my profile. And I also don't keep up with notifications enough to notice, to be honest. Like maybe someone has rated me on some old picture of mine and I just never knew because I wasn't checking. Oh, look at that. A bunch of racist comments on the first Instagram post I ever had. I'm not saying that actually happened, but I just don't use the app enough. So, and anything on my personal phone has just been spam from like, I think we've all been trolled by these Oh, I think I saw a funny meme that was like, remember all the prank calls we did as kids? This is the revenge now with all these spam texts and calls. And I was like, yes. How many times have I gotten a text about lasting longer and your sausage could grow in 3 inches in length? Like, why do I need my sausage to grow 3 inches in length? Like, what's going on? Like, can y'all get out of my pants, please?
Right, because I already feel like hot dog buns are like short enough, or like too short, because like the Frank actually is like way too long already. So like I don't understand like having it 3 inches longer, which is like what like, hot dog buns. Like I feel like that would be a little excessive.
Of course. Yep. That's exactly the sausage I was talking about. I'm glad we're on the same page there. You also could have been making your own veiled reference, and we could talk offline about that one.
No, there was none. It was literally just the food that you get at the grocery store.
Shoot, maybe that's what they're talking about. Dang, I should have clicked the link in the spam text, because
then you wouldn't have a long enough hot dog bun. They don't sell that yet.
They need bigger and longer buns to accommodate bigger and longer sausages. That seems to be the moral of the story.
That's true. I guess they get like a Subway bread.
Oh, Mish. You gotta put Mitch's last comment up on the screen. There is a rational, reasonable explanation for the direction that the stream has taken, I promise. For those who are coming on and you're like, what the F is happening? There is an explanation for why we are talking about what we're talking about. Because
oh my god, I can't stop laughing.
Nah, like, and I guess the other thing would be being hacked, right? Which is kind of related to like that, because I've seen people's profiles who've been taken over.
Man.
But even being hacked hasn't really happened to me. I messed up once. It did something really stupid from some account that I should have known was fake. They told me to click something, press some control combination like Control F something, F12. I don't know why I would think this was a good idea. So this was on like Facebook. So I clicked it, and then it like sent out, I guess, that same link to a bunch of my contacts. I don't know if it was all of them, but a bunch of them on my Facebook friends. And I remember one person messaged me saying like, you sent this thing, and I thought that he sent it because I didn't see a notification, of course, that my account was used to spam other people. So I was like, I was like, what is this thing? What is this? And he's like, it took a while for me to realize that I sent it. And I was like, wait, what? Then I had to go back through and be like, oh crap, I accidentally sent a spam link to a bunch of people because I was stupid enough to like put the freaking Konami code. Like it wasn't like a simple like just click this link and you're hacked. You had to put in like the Konami code or put in some kind of like sequence of cheat codes that I should have known better than to have done. And then when I did that, my account was, I mean, thankfully I wasn't like logged out or kicked out, but clearly that wasn't a good idea. 0 out of 10 would recommend. I think the friend recently who told me about them being hacked, she I don't know, I think it was a friend of hers that asked her that to copy and paste some link. And I guess she didn't know the friend was hacked, but the friend was basically messaging me about like Bitcoin mining. Another friend did the same thing, and I like that was some months ago about Bitcoin mining, and I made so much money, and I was like, these are people who I generally trust, but this seems like really sketchy kind of messages. So I didn't really like. I should have texted her offline, but I kind of just like saw the message and was like, eh. But finally, like recently, I was like, hey, because I think I noticed she had a new account, and so when I saw the new account, I was like, oh, she probably got hacked. And that's why she was posting about Bitcoin mining and how she got her Cash App $500 instantly. I was like, this doesn't sound like you. This seems suspicious. So that's less bullying, but that's still very much internet safety.
For sure. Yeah.
Don't get fished and reeled in.
Right.
Don't do it. Don't take the bait.
Yes, agreed.
So I guess the moral of the story and in conclusion, no real internet bullying. Like there's not like there's physical bullying, which is an interesting topic, but it's also kind of like traumatic. So I wasn't going to suggest it necessarily, but it's kind of funny to reminisce over experiences that you've had. There's the physical bullying, even though I've never been like, not like no one's heads were in toilets or shoved into lockers or even like beat up, but like things happen. People are dumb. People like to slap people's books out of people's hands. And thankfully it wasn't just me. I was like, okay, people actually do this to a lot of people. And they also pull people's pants down in the locker room and just run. Like, I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing now. And I've also seen that happen to a lot of people. So I was like, and then
I guess like in the locker room, it's not good to just pull anybody's pants down, but I guess in the locker room, it's like a little private. So
yeah, I mean, it would be, I think, but that's why, because it wouldn't really work unless your pants were so like loose that you could just do it in like regular. But because in the locker room, you're probably wearing your athletic clothes or sweatpants or your gym shorts. So that's what people just thought it was like a good idea to just run around and do that. But that's like really odd stuff that I remember from middle school. But like for online, I'm like, by the time I had social media, I wasn't really around like my friends weren't bullying me. Like that's kind of really sad that your own friends were like bullying you online. Because usually you don't hear. Well, you actually that's happened for sure. But a lot of times random people get bullied from the internet, like trolled. But I can't really think of anything happening. Like I've been trolled by friends when I like lost my phone number and I like post on Facebook or something saying I have a new number. But those are like good friends who just kind of like gave me a run around pretending to be other people, and then eventually I figured out who it was. So that was more of like a like I would even post on Facebook like your good friends when you get a phone would just tell you to contact your best friends, go ahead and troll you and pretend to be different people. But that was more of like benevolent trolling where it was like funny after the fact.
Right.
And then another friend that trolled me, he actually invited me. Oh, my 20th birthday was my junior year of college. He invited me to go to a bar. Because I'm not 21. So I don't think he actually did it. Like that would have actually been like really troll. Like if he actually had like a party and he just like set it up at a bar or club and had like a flyer and everything. Like he didn't go to that length, but he was like, hey, you're 20, you should go to this bar. And I'm like, good one. So like little trolls like that are more just like friendly little jokes. And I love April Fools, for instance, because I get to be the best troll that I could ever be. I've done some interesting things. No harm was really caused, so I don't really regret or take responsibility for anything I may have posted or said. But April Fools is a fun time to troll people, but it's never like malicious. So I can't really say that I had like an actual personal experience of being trolled and bullied online. Like I'm really looking back and I'm like, no, I've been pretty like, I would say like there's like scam stuff that's happened for sure. Like I've like probably been not super careful and there were causes that I thought were legitimate that weren't really that legitimate, and scammers gonna scam. Nothing like giving credit card numbers um and like social security. It wasn't like that obvious. It was more like things that I thought might have been different, and it was like, oh, this probably actually wasn't real, and I'm not getting my money back. Or people that borrow money and then just don't pay you back. Or people who like you give like your hospitality to, and then they like take advantage and just kind of like take more than they really should be. But those are like less of bullying and more just like, I don't know. I don't want to say degenerate behavior, but it's like just very unfortunate, like, very unfortunate behavior from people that you would call friends. But like, I still wouldn't call that bullying or like, what's the other thing? Bullying or trolling. So I got kind of lucky, to be honest, when it comes to a lot of things.
Okay.
I've been kind of lucky, I would say, when it came to like the internet and that kind of thing. Even though I am like very public and stuff, like I have like pretty much everything that's public as I can on Facebook, Instagram. Like none of my accounts are private. Even like my messages, sometimes like anyone can message you. Like it will still show you if someone's not friends with you who messages you, but in theory, I could leave myself open to pretty much like anything. Like I even went viral once on Facebook. If I can find the link, I'll share it. So it's like people can clearly find me and post whatever, but like it wasn't. So far hasn't had a negative effect. And I do remember though there was like some stuff about Yang where like I would like post something that would go viral, like whether it was like a merch drop. Like, cause I bought some merch in like September or August of 2019. It didn't come until like the week before Thanksgiving, because they were just so backlogged. It was August, I remember. I bought it. It was like the first Yang shipment I ever bought, and I was like, "Yo, I'm waiting for this stuff to come." It doesn't come until the week before November. And mind you, I've bought more things since then. Throughout that fall, and all of those things would come in a few weeks. So like I got multiple merch drops before my first one. So when I finally posted on on Twitter, I got like 4,000 plus likes. I was like, oh my god, I went viral, haha. It's actually funny because if I find the post and go back to it, I'm like, oh snap! I even got a lot of quote retweets from people who I didn't realize, like African Americans for Yang, and some other bigger accounts also had retweeted my post, and I was like, oh, this is super cool. The point though is that like I got like a few comments, like an ADOS guy who literally commented with like the clown emoji, and I had like a back and forth with him a little bit, and he talked about like HR 40, whatever the reparations bill is, and basically he's like, does Yang support reparations? The conversation was very short, but I was like, that was before I really knew ADOS, but then like we found out quickly who ADOS were because of some altercations we had in December. I was like, this is interesting. Like I'm not gonna pretend like I'm being trolled. I got a little viral, and maybe I got a few like posts that were like, okay, I'm a clown, sure. Or people might DM me. I mean, I don't know. There wasn't really any like bullying with it. It's just some people might have their questions or express that they don't support him, whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. Sometimes it's fruitful conversation, sometimes it's not. I don't remember like if there was really any other thing that like I got so visible that I got like backlash, because it didn't really happen a whole lot. But yeah, here I am, I guess.
Like when I went viral, I was actually surprised by. Well, it's kind of a funny story. Like, I was surprised by like how nobody on Twitter like DM'd me, and I was just like, well, this is crazy, because it was sort of like. Because it's like, oh, like I was like expecting to get like, I don't know, like a bunch of like maybe like crude or racist or sexist remarks, but it was just total radio silence. And it wasn't until like maybe a couple of days afterwards I realized like my DMs were off. I didn't even know that. So I guess that was a good thing. I was sort of it was sort of a bit disappointing, because I was kind of like, wow, yeah, it's good that I didn't get any, like crude racist remarks or whatever. But I was like, hoping that like I don't know, guys would like be hitting on me or something. Like this was just very weird. I was like, does the entire like I guess the whole internet just thinks I'm just like not attractive? I was just a bit hurtful. Like I'm not lying.
Wow.
But it was just turned off. It just turned out that my DMs were off. So
Oh
like
man.
so I was just like, oh yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. Like I
There
don't
you go.
want to sound like braggadocious. But it's like I know I'm not ugly. I'm like, wow, no one. Okay. I'm like, all right, okay. But like, I later, like after a couple of days, when I realized that I turned them on, and then, guys here and there would message me, but I was like, I'm sure if I had it on the whole time, it'd probably be more. I'd assume,
Mm.
but I probably like missed all the, vitriolic garbage that would have most likely. I felt like that would have been more inevitable than like it's sort of sad to know. Not even a little sexual. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Cause,
That one, Chad.
right, because it could have like it's sort of yeah. Because I'm like, as a woman, you sort of expect that, so it was just surprising. I was like, huh, the entire like internet just like is it better than I thought it was? Like men were just very respectful that day.
Mm.
I took a break.
Yeah. It's like, no, this lady is too classy for me to, like I don't know, say any racist remarks in her DMs. No, not today. So, but no, it was just I had it up. Like even in like Instagram was always open, I think. I know I put my both of my profiles on private for a bit because like the amount of follows and stuff was getting kind of scary.
Mm.
And also like, in terms of like my job, I didn't know how they were gonna react, but they were fine.
Sure.
So it was very scary because I didn't know what was gonna happen. But it was just kind of like but like I turn it off and turn it back on, put it private, put it back to public. Like both my Twitter and Instagram are public.
Mm.
But on Instagram, like no, not really. Well, then again, like my Instagram is kind of trash. Like I think I've shared this before. Like when on online dating, when guys ask me for my Instagram, I'm like, they're not gonna. It's not what you think it's gonna be. It's not gonna be that exciting. It's gonna be very boring. Yes.
Got him.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah. But even in like in the comments of the viral tweet, like I doubt I read all the comments. Or maybe I don't know. Like there were, guys asking for like my Instagram, which was funny. So I guess because my DMs were closed.
Oh, so they're like, I guess you're on this platform, so we're gonna find you somewhere.
Like,
There you go.
What are your other pictures? But yeah, it was. But was I like trolled after that or like bullied? No, I was afraid of that. Like I was afraid of like that would happen, especially like being black and being a woman. You just sort of like have a feeling that it's like what's going to happen? Like are people just going to follow me just to troll me, and then Twitter's going to no longer be fun? Is it just like, well, like I was sort of like bracing for that too. So like, like it's, I don't know, like I guess that like going viral is like, yeah, this is like super cool and stuff, but at the same time, it's like it just comes with like a lot of, it's all eyes on you, for like quite a few days. And so it's like it's it's like a little. It was scary because it's like I don't know what's gonna happen. Like
Right.
something great could happen, or like something like just someone could like find my address and start come knocking on my door, and I have a stalker.
Yeah,
You know, so
that's freaky for sure.
yeah,
Yeah. 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 Big time.
yeah,
Big time. Oh man. Oh.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
Excuse me.
I
yeah.
guess like because I know for us, like we're all like in our 30s or at least late 20s, but like thinking about like the next generation, like especially with the age of COVID, even pre-COVID,
Mm.
things were already starting to, clearly we're more in the internet age, things digitized. But then with COVID, that just all out the window. Like kids have to be online. In fact, my mom was just
Mm.
telling me how with her school, like everyone got like Chromebooks from high school, middle school, and then even the elementary schoolers in
Mm-hmm.
the county probably get some kind of tablet. And like, so actually, there's so many things that I didn't even think about to incorporate into this conversation because not only with the online education, like even for those going back in school, which my mom does go back in school,
Mm-hmm.
there's still a lot of like components that are holdovers from that year of COVID where like, people can still use these online platforms, but now people are going to be online more. One thing that I know that like, well, I'll say the quote first before saying who said it. Like, they
Okay.
said when I was a kid, like, if I got bullied at home, at least I could go into my room and go home and sort of get away from it. But now, kids these days, you kind of take that with you. You take that entire environment with you. You're still like seeing people's reactions to you, how they feel about you in the room when you
Mm-hmm.
go home alone because of social media and everything. Um, and I know that and that was Yang who said that, by the way. But
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
but I knew that, like, I was like, I know clearly people have talked about this topic in general, well before he came on the scene in terms of mental health and like the sort of digital world that kids live in. But the other big thing, there's another big thing that I had just thought of, if I can remember it. If not, then screw me, I guess. It'll come later at the worst
Mm-hmm.
time. Um, but I don't know. I guess it's just like a lot more relevant now with like everything that we're dealing with, and the fact that you have to really be online and you can't really afford to take a break as much. Like everything is done that way, and so it's really like it's been said before, but like younger generations and everything have to really fight a whole different battle than we. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. It was about how like these platforms are not doing themselves any favors because Facebook had the whole backlash with Meta, I guess, had the whole backlash with how they wanted to like create their platform for younger users because they're
Mm-hmm.
like, well, they're already getting access anyway. People under 13 already are using Facebook. Oh, it's Instagram. So it was technically Instagram was like, people are already using this. So we might as well make a curated one that's like for, I forgot, I don't even remember how old, age 9, maybe age 10, like some kind of preteen that were like, we're just going to give them access to Instagram because I guess the idea was they're also going to maybe get hooked on other platforms. So at least let's get a well curated platform that we can hook them onto, so that way we have a new base. Because
Pretty
I
much.
don't know, I don't remember what other platforms actually have. I think it's TikTok has one. TikTok is probably the biggest one where they do have like a TikTok for kids type of thing.
Oh, really?
Um, I think that's what I've heard. They have like a TikTok for a certain age group. Um,
I think there's like a YouTube for kids,
hmm, yeah, that's a big one too. I forgot about theirs. I'm
and
gonna see if I can find it.
and I know that had like a kids messenger, like Facebook Messenger. There's like a kids one. Jeez, man. Like now I think about it, like just having like a kids version of these apps. I guess because like yeah, like it gets the younger generation like prepared because like these are like the new toys. Like
Hmm.
so like I don't think kids aren't playing with toys as long as like they used to. I assume you probably stop playing with like your action figures and toys and stuff probably like once you hit probably like right before middle school or so maybe. you know, he probably like stopped playing with that, or he probably like, you know, he probably would start playing, you know, going into playing video games, or you know, whatever, what have you. But like, I remember like toys would have, you know, like I guess certain things to like prepare you for the real world in a way, like a play kitchen or like a shopping experience. So you could like use a credit card and things like that. I guess like the things that you see like mommy and daddy like using,
Yeah.
like tool set or whatever. So like I'm sure they see mommy and daddy using like Facebook Messenger. They probably see mommy and daddy using YouTube. So these are like the new toys. So it's like, oh, you know, we could kind of get you ready for grown up YouTube and grown up Messenger and grown up TikTok. So let's start you off with the kids version so you feel like you're sort of a part of it. Just like you know, if you had like a little Barbie doll as a you know like a 6-year-old girl, and they have like you know like a I don't know like an Amex credit card because you know like Amex probably like advertised like a bit with Barbie, and so that's why they're able to get like the Amex card for her to hold, or a little like Barbie Amex card or Barbie like Visa card or whatever. So you know just to get kids already used to seeing like these symbols and like you know playing with the dolls every day, you see that every day. So so now it's you know this generation it's apps. You see the kids playing, you know, you it's like all right, let's you know have them exposed to Messenger and you know these apps. So that's kind of frightening, you know, getting them like so used to it so soon,
Hmm.
Yeah.
getting used to the bullshit.
Oh yeah, agreed,
Mhm.
agreed. You know, and even just the to piggyback on what you're saying, it, it it's it's difficult because a lot of these kids are in elementary school, and a lot of them do have the Chromebooks that they can bring home. You know, do some studying, do some learning online, and yet their classmates may be the very ones picking on them, not only at school but also in the virtual world, and it messes with them big time. I remember last year in particularly, you know, it was alarming to see how many kids were going to the hospital because mentally they couldn't take it, you know, and it was a sad time. It was a very sad time. And so now you got these same kids who were getting picked on, bullied virtually, are now in the building with the people who they were bullying or getting bullied by. Now they're in their classrooms. So it's like they really can't get away. You
Mm.
know,
Mhm.
and even if they try to get away and whatnot, the way how everything is set up is like, yeah, the provisions will put the bully at bay, but not for long.
Right.
Not for long. You know, so it's like trying to raise them up in a way where it's like, okay, if you're dealing with a bully, this is what you have to do. And if this don't work, here are all of the backup options you have at your disposal to use to get rid of your bully. You
Mhm.
know, and we'll see. I know this school year it's been very tough. I could say it's been very tough on the students, very hard
Mm.
on the staff members as well.
Mhm.
And even then, staff members probably go through a lot on their own end. So it's like, yeah, it's oh man, it's going to be a headache. In a nutshell, it's
Yeah.
going to be a headache.
Yeah. And it's probably the most pertinent, like with you too, Ron, because like the fact that you have kids, the fact that you work in like this sort of last time I remember talking about like the de-escalation or like intervention
Hmm.
counselor. I
Hmm.
mean, like you're gonna see this stuff really, really close up front with
Oh yeah.
like and then the fact that you might have to even like be a task to monitor some things online, maybe, or at least I don't know if that's a thing that you've had to do, but that's like the world we live in. A lot of
Right.
things you're not going to see because so much of it's online.
Right.
That's
Well,
like definitely
go
different.
ahead, finish.
I was just saying that's just like definitely different for you. Like your experience is
Yeah.
going to be different from
Yeah.
ours.
Yeah. And even then, like now I have a new role where a lot of the kids who have been experienced with bullying, whether it's at the playground, at home, on the internet, like I'll be seeing these kids like one on one, Monday through Friday, but kind of broken up into different groups. And so I'll be seeing them, talking with them, making sure they're doing okay, making sure like mentally they're doing okay as well, because all of that is definitely on the rise. Talking about internet bullying and safety, like mental health is a big issue in itself. And just making sure mentally they're okay. You know,
Yeah.
and just be and making sure that you know I be there for them because I get it. They're living in an age now where everything is right there in front of their faces. And as much as they want to get away, as much as they try to get away, it finds its way right back in their face again. And it's like it's nerve wracking for them. It is. And so just trying to be a one positive light in their very dark world, it's like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, same. I'm very concerned about that as
Mm,
well because like like it's just like so inevitably on the horizon that it's not like they're going to, I don't know, do anything about it unless like it's literally just like, I don't know. I'm still not even 100% sure what exactly the metaverse is, but if there's like any way for them to just be like, oh, this person is bullying this person, to know exactly who that person is, and like I don't, this is gonna sound shitty, but like where they live, like their first last name, not in turn like if Meta knows all of that. Are they gonna do anything? No, like because they're not doing shit now. So like, I don't know if it's gonna be like stricter to get into like the metaverse for it's like you I don't know have to like upload like your license or something,
Mm.
and
mm,
I don't know if you ever do like if, it's like I don't know. I don't see that as necessarily a bad idea of sorts, but it's like you're just giving this company so much power. It's one of those things. On one hand, you're giving this company so much power. On the other hand, they already have a fuck ton of power. So like when you're going into like a club or something, you have to show them your ID. It's like, okay,
Right.
this person is over the age of 18, this person's over the age of 21. But it's one of those things where it's like, um, how are they going to check that really? Because people can make like fake IDs, and it's like, how exactly do you upload it? And it's like for sure, it's like for certain, it's like you have to, use like the back of your ID, and like they scan the thing. You have to go to like a particular place and get it scanned or something to join the metaverse.
mm.
But I'm assuming the metaverse is going to be like a big old 3D Oculus thing, kind of like Ready Player One almost. At least maybe partly. From like that ad that I saw, or like the little commercial, it seemed something like that. So like how when you're joining like Uber or Lyft, you have to like go to like a Jiffy Lube and have your car checked or something to make sure
Mhm.
that your car is okay. So if there was like something like that to get in like somewhere in the physical world, it's like, here, this is my ID, this is like my username, and it's attached to you, and you can't just create a whole fuck ton of usernames and and things like that. And you need like and like they scan the back of your ID card, like if you're going to like you know like some places they actually scan the back of your ID card. If it was something like that, then it's like, okay, this is a little bit more legit. It's intense, but it's a little bit more legit, and you'd probably feel like a little bit more safe because it's like, all right, if anywhere has the database, it's Facebook to handle all, like 2.7 billion users that they have. But, for the metaverse, it'll probably be like, I don't know, initially probably like 50 million. Because it's not like everybody just has an Oculus Quest hanging around. So, like, I don't know if that would be the case. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it just feels like it's just ultra surveillance, which I don't like. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know what the hell we're going to do about the future. But but it's like, you can't really just have, keep it in the hands of Facebook or Meta, because they're not going to, they're not going to change anything. It's still going to be, they're still most likely going to sway to whoever gives them more money. It's like, how will policing be in the metaverse? How will, buying homes or whatever be in the metaverse? How will buying land, are they going to try to make it more egalitarian? Like, I highly doubt that.
Yeah, and the thing,
right?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's this is the annoying thing, because it's like, what if I'm in a virtual world and I want to, talk to somebody, and I verbally give them a fake name? Is that okay? Because I don't know this person yet, or
like misrepresentation of yourself when you're not even in the real world.
Right, but but I'm doing it just like to protect myself. It's like, hey, my name is Tasha or something. Hey, but it's like, it's really not. And will I get like a flag? Because it's like, oh, this person lied about their name. And it's like, but like, who would essentially be like the god of this metaverse? Because the verse part means like it's a universe, it's a world, it's a it's a thing. So who will be the gods running it? Most likely the same people that they have now. It's not like they're gonna hire, like, what they really need to fucking do is hire people who from more people from like Myanmar, who are like more so liberators, because that country is, if it hasn't already, is tearing itself apart. Our country is tearing itself apart.
Yeah.
A lot of countries are tearing themselves apart. And then the reason that's the thing that's tearing itself apart is now creating its own fucking universe. And we're probably going to slowly get into that, because I don't know, maybe that's where the money is going to go, and you're going to need a job.
Oh,
So like, it just seems like, are we going towards this, I don't know, like this weird dystopia? Or like, because I don't know, like, it's annoying, because like they're well equipped to make it into a utopia, but I guarantee it's going to go down. It's going to go downhill expeditiously.
Expeditiously.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's gonna. No, I don't have, I really just don't have faith. It's sad. Like, I don't have much. I don't have faith in our government. I don't have faith in, like, I don't want to be like the billionaires, but like, essentially, like, the main people who are running tech that are billionaires. Not like I'm expecting them to just like save the world or anything, Susan like Jeannie was like tweeting about this today, so it's like kind of top of mind.
Mm.
It's sad because I have a feeling that like I believe that tech people, whoever is going to be like the next biggest tech person, because I'm sure they're not, we haven't met them yet. I believe that they have a better chance of really changing the world and how we see it than our government. Like I believe like tech billionaires actually have or soon to be tech billionaires or future tech billionaires actually have a better shot of actually changing the world in a positive direction than our government, at least in a quicker. Like I have zero faith in our country going in the right direction. I have zero faith that it's like I really don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, because it's like it's just wasting everybody's fucking time, and it's like it's like wasting everybody's time, and then we're just getting less and less. We're progressing in the wrong direction, and yeah, no, it's just so yeah. I know it's just like kind of a random rant, but I just don't really have any faith. So it's like, yeah, I kind of wish that these tech billionaires would sort of do it, but then we're going into this metaverse. Like they're either going into space or creating their own universe, and that's cool. Whatever, do whatever the hell you want. It's just you're sort of dragging everybody down with you. I don't know. I guess it just feels like there's just very little control that we have on like bigger scale things, and it's like, well, I could just focus on my life and what I can do with what I have and the knowledge that I have and the knowledge that I can gain.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
There's some oh god, there was something
62 degrees feels nice, Mark.
62 degrees? Are you kidding me? I would like rip my clothes off and just run outside. Not all of them, because I think that's illegal. But
yes, sir. You could get smacked around with what is it? Indecent exposure and get put on a registered list for the rest of your life.
Imagine having to like introduce myself that I'm on this list. It's actually a funny story. I heard it was 62 degrees outside, and I just couldn't help myself. I promise nothing lewd and improper happened, but they just didn't understand.
I couldn't help myself.
Like, what do you mean? Like, listen, you don't understand. It's been 32 degrees for like the past 4 weeks, and the one day it hit 62, it was like, yes, summer is here. I couldn't. Yeah, that part.
You'll be all right.
Yeah. So true. So true. Oh my goodness. It is winding down to closing time. I know we've been talking
closing
for hours.
Time.
Yes, that's so.
I was just thinking that.
Yes, winding down to closing time, and just man, 62 is great. No, it did not yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got snow. What? We got snow.
I'll have to check the weather in Mass right now.
Oh fudge. Okay.
So
yeah.
we haven't gotten
I'm
snow
going to bed.
I'm not dealing with this. I'll deal with this in the morning.
No, I've been doing this in the morning. Like I am not. But I will be right back if Toby, if you guys want to have the last few words, I'll be right back.
Honors. Yeah, my last thing. I'm just checking the weather because that's always a topic of conversation. And it doesn't look like it's snowing in Massachusetts at all. Actually, it's in the low 30s, like 32, 31 right now. It's not even dropping to the 20s at all. It's pretty much sticking at 30. By tomorrow, it's going back up to the 40s. The ceiling is definitely getting lower and lower. But then it's raining a lot. I think Thursday, and not really a lot, but it's raining. hitting the 50s on Friday, but I can't see any snow, which is nice because I was really like not gonna have a good time if I come home for 2 weeks to Maryland. I go back to Mass, and then it's just like snow everywhere. Not have a good time. I need to be there when it's snowing at least, because like when you have the aftermath, it's always just like ugly slush. Because right now it's not cold enough for it to stay frozen, so it's just gonna be like nasty slush. Not to mention my car, um, having to deal with that coming back. But no, I think right now no snow in the future, which is good. So back to the cyberbullying. I don't know. I think that's kind of everything. We touched on some pretty good points, and like unfortunately a little bit depressing, and like maybe not so optimistic for like how these tech giants and the government or whoever is gonna like be responsible and let like make sure kids and people are not in like crazy compromising positions in the metaverse. I mean, Lord knows what's gonna happen. So let's just hope for the best, I guess, and just like um especially if they're really gonna have kids onto these things like TikTok for kids, YouTube for kids, and they're gonna try to like push VR to keep up with Facebook, then who even knows what that world could look like, um, and what you could be exposing them to. But get
Yeah.
good and GG. That's the same
All
thing,
right. I'm back.
Good
Okay.
game.
but yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're right. GG. I've seen, but yeah, good game, good game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
either way, it's sort of like a an acknowledgement of defeat. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it was society was nice while it lasted.
Yeah. No pun intended.
Right.
Um. Yeah. No. Just like watch yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of others, or look out for others. Um. Like protect the kids. They don't necessarily have to be your kids. You can just you gotta do things for the kids because they're
Yeah.
gonna they learn from us and they're gonna get older and hopefully they don't repeat the same things that we put up with or we were just accepting of or we didn't
Mm,
really try to combat because if we just continue to just do nothing then it just seems like the natural order of things currently is just to be like just like very like mean to each other
mm,
and to like I don't know like it just seems like the natural and like I don't know just doesn't seem like in terms of like a societal whole not just like an individual person but like it seems like a societal whole is just to be negative and put people down or like not be um understanding of one another. I don't really like saying kind, not to
mm,
be mean, but I just feel like kind is very vague because people have different definitions of kindness. Like people might just think you just smiling and nodding and saying hello is being kind, but that's just sort of a greeting, or I don't know, saying please and thank you is being kind, or um, certain things would just be. But I think being understanding, being empathetic,
mm,
um, listening, and yeah, is just the best thing that we could do for one another, and just take the time out to just try to see things from other people's perspective.
that part.
Yeah. And I feel like society as a whole, we just don't do that. But
Mm.
since you can control you,
Mhm.
you can control yourself. And that's just what I would suggest. Just try to, you know, yeah, in terms of for other people, just take the time out to understand if given the opportunity. Be respectful if given the opportunity. I understand it could be difficult because some people just be disrespectful to you right off the bat. People will misunderstand you right off the bat, and then that will just be that, and they'll never try to again. And there's not much you can do except like fuck them and move on.
Hey, there you go.
But yeah, I guess at the same time also give people the benefit of the doubt. All people the benefit of the doubt, because sometimes I feel like Black women especially don't get the benefit of the doubt in a lot of things. That's a whole other conversation. So yeah, that's my 2 cents.
All right. All right. Good closings. And I echo what Elle said, and I echo, oh Lord, and I echo what Toby has said before. Like, if you're going to be a as we call in some of my Twitch circles, a W human being, please be respectable and understand that the world does not revolve around you, and
Indeed.
that at one point in time you will get buried 6 feet deep, and hopefully you don't get buried sooner. Hopefully later in life, and just be respectable. That's all. Be respectable. Be the type of person you want your children to be proud of, and say, yeah, that was my so and so. That was my auntie, my uncle, my mother, my father. I looked up to them when times were hard and tough. They still had a smile on their face. Be that type of person and influence the community around you. And like I said, only you can control you. Nobody else can. Only you can. So,
Right.
with that being said, we are signing off for the night. Thank you guys for stopping in. Thank you guys for stopping by. And as always, same time, same channel, same trio. You never know. We might have a special guest. But just tune in and just, come aid in the conversation. With that, good night. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
Indeed. Peace. Y'all have a great